Hello everyone. Today I'm here to talk upon the poem on Killing a Tree by Giv Patel. So first, before we start reading the poem, we will go and talk about the poet. So Giv Patel, he is a famous Indian poet and he is a playwright. He belongs to a group of writers who have subscribed themselves to the green movement, so which is involved in an effort to protect the environment. You all know that what is green movement. So this green movement, it it was an effort to protect the environment. So the poems written by Patel, they speak of deep concerns for nature and expose man's cruelty to it. His works include poems which was launched by Ezekiel in 1966. They also talk about nature. So, the poems show his deep concern for nature. Now, on killing a tree, the poem on killing a tree, it has been taken from the anthology poems. And this poem is a graphic picture of man's cruelty towards the tree. And it symbolizes nature. The poet gives us step by step instructions on how to kill a tree and makes us realize that killing a tree is similar to murdering a human being, and it also refers to the destructive nature of humans. So, we will start reading the poem. It takes much time to kill a tree, not a simple jab of the knife will do it. It has grown, slowly consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide, sprouting leaves. So hack and chop, but this alone won't do it. Not so much pain will do it. The bleeding bark will heal, and from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs, miniature boughs, which, if unchecked, will expand again to former size. No, the root is to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. It's to be roped, tied, and pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely, out from the earth cave, and the strength of the tree exposed, the source, white and wet, the more sensitive, hidden for years inside the earth. Then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it's done. So the poem on killing a tree, as I have told you, that it is a graphic picture of men's cruelty towards the tree and it symbolizes nature. So it paints a vivid and brutal picture of what is involved in killing a tree. So the poet tells us that killing a tree is a difficult and time consuming process. Simply stabbing it with a knife is not enough to kill it. A tree grows straight out the earth, getting its nourishment from the nutrients found in the earth, along with years of sunlight, water, and air. And the leaves and the branches of the tree sprout from its bark, which looks diseased, but because it is irregular and scaly. So, if you hack a tree with a knife or an axe or chopping off a bough, it may inflict pain on the tree, but it is not enough to bring a tree down. So, the bleeding bark, the wound in the bark from where the sap flows out of or where a bough has been chopped off, it will heal with time. New green twigs will grow again, and the boughs that were chopped off will be replaced by new boughs, and it will grow to their former size. Now, the poet then goes on to give the instructions how a tree could be killed. So he gives us instructions that how a tree could be killed. So it's ironical. He says to kill a tree, its root has to be pulled out of the earth. So the term anchoring earth, here you see, if you see the second line, you will find anchoring earth. So the term anchoring earth, it implies that the trees are held secure with the help of the roots in the earth. So long as the roots are firmly held by the earth, the tree is safe and cannot be killed by a simple jab of knife. To kill the tree, it is essential that the root, which is the source of a tree life, must be pulled out of its deep hole in the earth. By earth cave, the poet suggests the space created in the earth by uprooting a tree. So once the center, the life source, or the root is exposed, the tree becomes vulnerable. If you read the line, you will see then the strength of the tree exposed, the source, the white and wet, most sensitive, hidden for that is hidden for years inside the earth. So the source is described as white and wet. So if it is exposed to the sun and air, this life source will be scorched. Slowly, it will start to become brown with all the softness fading out. With time, it will wither, become dry, and bent out of shape, leaving a corpse when a tree used to be. In short, the exposure will leave the root vulnerable to all vagaries of weather, which will ultimately weaken the tree and kill it. So, if we discuss the theme, so he says that hacking a tree with a knife or an axe, it will not harm it because the bleeding bark will heal and the tree will again grow to its former size. To be killed, a tree must be uprooted completely. The poet hints at rampant deforestation, and through the very usual representation of the murder of a tree, wishes to communicate to the readers the dangers of deforestation. The poet considers the tree as a living organism which has the right to live like any other creatures on earth. But man is killing trees with utmost cruelty and carelessness. So the tree represents nature, and the poem also suggests that nature is indestructible. So the tree could also be a symbol of mankind. Despite wars and other destructive activities, humankind will not easily come to an end. So we have discussed the summary theme, and if we discuss the tone of the poem, so Patel adopts a sarcastic tone to make us aware of the vulnerability of human lives and how proper care of environment can keep us safe from any harm. So man is presented as a killer who thinks of all possible ways to get rid of the tree which represents nature. The poet ironically suggests how to completely kill a tree. For years, the tree, like a parasite, has consumed the earth's crust and absorbed sunlight, air, and water to grow up like a giant. So the tree must be killed, but it is not an easy task. A simple jab of the knife will not do it. So, from close to the ground, it will rise up again and grow its former size. It will again become a threat to man, so the tree should be tied with a rope and pulled out entirely. So, the tone of the poem is sarcastic or ironical. And now, if we discuss the message of the poem, so Patel gives a very important message in the poem. Trees feel pain, they feel grief, suffering, sorrows, joys, and as sensitively as human beings do. So we should never hurt them. The poet reminds us that we have not inherited these green trees for our use. They are held by us in trust for our future generations. So it is therefore our sacred duty to conserve trees as a legacy for future. Now, if we discuss the title of the poem, Patel from beginning to end describes in detail the process and the consequence of killing a tree. So, in the first two stanzas, the poet talks about nature's resilience. He feels one cannot kill a tree with just a stab of knife. The tree has grown slowly, consuming the earth and absorbing years of sunlight, air, and water. So the it cannot be killed easily, and the bleeding bark will quickly heal, and the tree will produce curled green twigs which will soon expand to their former size. And in the following stanzas, he gives a detailed process of killing a tree. The root of the tree must be entirely pulled out of the earth into which it had been anchored and then left exposed to wither and die. Then only will the killing process be over. In this way, the poet highlights the man's systematic destruction of the environment. Hence, the title is appropriate and it drives the poet's point home in superb way. If we discuss the setting of the poem, it is in the modern world. The world is facing rapid deforestation for urbanization and industrialization. So, the world where trees are being killed is the setting of the poem. So, the literary devices that are in the poem, imagery. So, imagery is you all know, we have already discussed all these devices. So, imagery is a poetic device where the author uses the words or phrases that appeal to any of the senses or any combination of senses to create mental images for the reader. So, if we see where are the imagery here, so you will find slowly consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide, sprouting leaves. The imagery used here. So the poet has used imagery and it is strong and it depicts the growth of the tree by consuming nutrients from the earth and absorbing sunlight, air, and water from nature. If we discuss the language of the language of the poem is very simple, remarkable, and vivid. Every word in the poem, it has a remarkable evocative power and is accurate and suggestive. The expressions, if you see bleeding bark, leprous hide, and anchoring earth, it presents memorable visual images. So the poem powerfully portrays man's callousness in killing a tree. It's a telling commentary on one of the major environmental issues that encounters modern man. So we also see irony in the poem that is going through in throughout the poem. So the poet describes the cruelty of man in annihilating the tree with irony and detachment. He tells the man how hacking the tree with an axe will only injure it and not kill it. Because to kill the tree, what it must be uprooted and its root exposed to the sun. Only then will the tree wither and die, but the poet's own sympathy is with the tree. We can also find personification because tree has been personified. The poet speaks of trees as human beings when he says that one cannot kill a tree with a jab of knife or by hacking it, like they would kill any human being. Bleeding bark. This is an example of personification because the tree is portrayed as a human being throughout the poem, and thus the part of the bark where it is wounded is represented as bleeding. Now we will discuss the rhyme scheme. There is no particular rhyme scheme followed in this poem. The poem is divided into 4 stanzas each, and each stanza comprises varying lines, and the poem is then written in free verse. So I hope you have got the poem, and it's a very beautiful poem that is written on the tree, and it describes how to protect our environment. Thank you.